think the mag drill is probably one of the most underused pieces of equipment in fab shops. I don't know why, but normally what I like to do is center punch, but the problem is, so I've got these plates which mount to my 4x4 columns, and then they get bolted to this beam. It's basically like a big upside down U. And I don't have any transfer punches big enough to transfer these holes, so I just marked them. And then what I'm doing, I'm oversizing these holes anyway, so I can run 5/8 bolts here. I'm doing 1-inch holes because this is getting galvanized, so I'm allowing for a little bit of galvanizing, the thickness of that, and then having about 1/8 of an inch or so gap all the way around. So I don't need a tight tolerance, but I can easily see, it's easier to see my mag drill bit where I've got it marked on those holes, so therefore I can drill it. So I'm hoping, because that center punch that's in the bottom of this thing right here, it's a spring-loaded punch which helps push that bit out. And I'll show you the slug. These are called annular bits. I call them auger bits, whatever they are. But I'll show you. And what I just put a little bit of oil on there, and you have to kind of be careful starting because they want to walk sometimes. So I just put a little bit of oil, cutting fluid, whatever you want to use, just to keep it cool. It actually did pretty good. Oh, there's a slug. I'll show you that slug in just a second. I've done stuff with these. I've done videos with these before. We've got 2 of these. This is a newer model. This is Evolution. And we've actually got the Evolution. We've got 2 of these, and then we got one of their chop saws. One of them kind of self-destructed, and we ended up upgrading to the larger one. And they actually just came out with a nice stand for that, like a little portable chop saw stand that folds up. So I think I'm gonna try to get one of those. But this is the slug that comes out. And the thing about these, number one, it's a perfectly clean hole instead of trying to cut it with a torch or something. You could do, and nobody's ever gonna see these. They're gonna be galvanized. So, but I like clean cut holes, nice clean round holes. So this is what comes out. And the thing about these, why they're so quick, these are super sharp. They last forever. And as long as you're careful with them, you can chip these and break them. Once you do, they're done. You can send these off and get them and get them sharpened, but by the time you do, a lot of times, you know, depending on where you have to send them, it's not worth it. Although these bits are pretty expensive. I think they're minimum 40 or 50 bucks a piece, but you can easily get, gosh, 75 to 100 holes out of one bit pretty easily, as long as you keep good old lube on it. Haktua, and lube it up. But anyway, got 6 holes to drill here. These are 1 inch, and like I said, these are the slugs that come out. The reason they're so good is because you're only drilling, you're not drilling it like a regular drill bit drills this whole thing, so it takes a lot longer. You're drilling all that material, where these annular bits, you're just drilling, or you're just cutting the outside perimeter circle about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, so all this material gets just dropped out, and you're not having to worry about cutting that. So let's see if we can line this up here again. I think it moved on me. And it's a mag drill because there's actually a magnet on the base of this. So this whole bottom here is actually a magnet, and it will not, trying to line up here, it will not run without the magnet being on. So I don't know, I think my other one, I've got the strap still, but they actually come with a strap because you can actually, I mean, for instance, if this beam was 30 foot in the air and you had to drill holes on the bottom, which we actually have to do when we go mount this, there's a trolley beam that comes out and mounts to the bottom side of this. And so we've actually got to take the mag drill. That's the only thing we have to do really on site, is actually drill a couple holes where it mounts to the bottom of this. And then everything else bolts together and sets in place. But you can actually hook a strap to this and hang this thing upside down, sideways, whatever you want. So really cool item to have in your toolbox. So this is almost identical to a core drill. You've seen our core drill videos. If not, go back and look. We've got a couple of videos with our core drill. Basically, a core drill's in concrete, but it's exactly the same thing, because you just core drill the outside perimeter and not the whole thing like a drill bit does. This is almost identical. This is for steel, but this just drills the perimeter, and this is for steel. Core drill is for concrete. So as long as once you get started, just like in a core drill, doing concrete, I can start a core drill. We have a little template. Once you start it and get that outside ring going, you're fine. And the same thing with this. Once you start it, it'll stay in that little groove. We've got this prepped. We beveled the ends of the square tubing. Actually took off some of the mill scale. What I did, I just marked it so I have a reference point. It makes it a lot easier to see. And I can take a framing square, a speed square, and square this up if the bottom's not perfectly cut, which it's probably not. I can square that up there, but the problem is you only got a ½ inch. This is 5 inches wide, this is 4 inch square. So what I'll have to do is take this framing square, put it on the bottom. I'll hold it perfectly flat on the bottom of the plate, and then I'll measure inside the framing square to the square tubing here, and then again up at the top. And probably get this thing square. So what I gotta do is just get it where I want it, center it, and get it tacked. Kind of see just to get an idea where I'm at. So I need to tack this side first, because I need to come in with the end of that plate. So that just tacks it to hold it, and then what I'll do, so I'm pretty close, but this plate needs to go that way just a hair, and then I can tack the other side. But what I was saying is, you take a framing square, whether it's a little one like this, a little mini one, or a big one, and I'll hold it on the bottom of the plate, and it doesn't matter how far out you hold it, and I can measure, and I'm at 1 15/16 there, and I'm dead on 1 15/16 there. So it's actually really square that way. So the cut must be pretty straight. Yeah, I'm within a 32nd. Actually, that's dead on there. We're dead nuts. So what I need to do is just get it just a smidge without screwing that up. that's good. I'll check it again, make sure all 4 corners are tacked, and then we'll do the other one. Exact same thing, just take the speed scale. Super close. Let's go out just a little bit. Just a little. See, 1.5 inches. Same thing, I'm within a 30-second there. Go down at the bottom, so I'll tack the bottom. That should pull it in. Scraper or chisel or wire wheel. All right, so we got this together. It's almost like a gantry, like you, those upright gantries that you use for like pulling engines and doing motor work and stuff. It's kind of like one of those things you can buy. It's just oversized, and it doesn't have casters or wheels on it. It'll just have 3/4 inch base plates here, 12 by 12, which I've already got those cut, but I'll put those on last because I wanted to be able to lay everything flat. So I've got this laying down, and the only thing left I had to do, went on CAD on my SolidWorks and drew these little triangle pieces with a hole in it. That's where it's going to get another 5/8 bolt. So you'll have 6 5/8 bolts here on this top piece, and then 1 in each here. This is just a gusset. That's a 3 by 3 by 1/4 angle, and then your beam on top. So I've got it to this point, laid in the floor, and then I'm good now. I've got those tacked on, got my holes marked, everything here. This is all perfectly square. I cross measured it. I got 136 inside to inside, top and bottom, and then cross measured. It was throwing me off for a minute because I couldn't figure out why I wasn't right, and I forgot this one, it's 1.5 inches longer than that side because of the elevation of the concrete. So everything should be good now. I always wonder sometimes when you don't have drawings and stuff like that, actual shop drawings, but just trust in my gut and my instinct that I've measured everything right, and I don't have any way to test fit this like we do handrails. This gets done and galvanized and goes to be put up, so if it's wrong we got to cut it apart and touch it up. It'll be a pain in the butt, so hopefully my math is right. But anyway, I'm done for today. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Like I said, I want to get this done so I can have it Monday morning ready to go. So all I got to do tomorrow is weld up these 2 gussets here, 2 on the other side, drill the holes with a mag drill in this angle, and then weld on the 12 by 12 base plates, and we'll be good. So we'll see you guys in a little bit. So basically these will be exactly the same as the little top plates. These are just a lot heavier. So trying to hold them, and I've got the complete outline of my column marked there, so hopefully I can get it perfectly square. And I'll have to tack it, put the little speed square on it. I hope my ground works. So up against the column, that might work better. Let's just see. So what I'll do is hold it and see how square we are to start with. So that's good. I gotta tack the top first and come in with the top. So I actually marked out a 4x4 box in the middle. That allows me to get the plate as square as possible with the column. So that's just tacked on there. I'm not going to put my foot under it. But I've got to go that way with the plate anyway. Yeah, just a little bit. And then I've actually got to go that way with this side here. Maybe not. Plate might have a little bit of warpage in it. This is a pump station, and the way this, I don't know exactly how it works, so don't quote me on this. I'm just going by what I've told, because this is actually the second one we've done just down the road across the river, or somewhere over here. There's another one. No, actually it's not across the river. I think it's actually just down there. The river's that way, so actually it's down the road and through the woods. But anyway, this is, I'm gonna say 30 feet deep. So this elevated platform here, so this is where you see the Gantry, you see the trolley beam, so that comes out. So basically you can back a truck up, have your hoist up, you have your pump that comes out from down inside that well, and drop it on a truck if you got to repair it, do some work, swap out pumps, whatever. So this is kind of like a loading dock, but you don't really load anything on here. You just use, back the truck up here. But so the other one they did, they actually poured the concrete. And then this one is a precast cap, as you can see, from con block or something. Only bad part is you see it hangs over here and then it's in over here, so it's gonna kind of throw a kink in my rails, because my rails actually will mount to here. So I've got to do one piece of rail here, another section here, another on the other side, then one down both sides of the steps. But basically it's a 30-foot well. It might even be more. So if you go in these doors, they're locked now, but there's a set of spiral stairs that goes all the way down, and we've got pumps down there. And what happens, I think it actually comes in here. This is the wet well, so this is where it comes into, and then this is a pump station, so it actually pumps up to the main sewer system, or the sewer plant. And so they're redoing all of these because they're really old and they need to be updated. See all the new electronics, new pumps, everything, new doors, new pulleys, new gantry, or new trolleys, everything. So what they've got up here is just a temporary A-frame. This is perfectly level. So we make sure this was level, and then I measured down. You remember I said one of these is longer, so it's an 1.5 inch drop from there over to there, so or from there to there. Sorry, this one's 1.5 inches higher, so that leg's a little bit longer. but I wanted you to see where it's going. So basically what it's gonna do, you have a leg that goes up here, a column there, and then your beam that goes across on top of that, because you want to be able to use the trolley. So if it was under it, you wouldn't be able to use it. So this will actually, this trolley beam will suspend from our W8 beam that goes up there. So super simple, just like a, what I call a light structural job. And then we'll do all the rails. Like I said, the other one was a little bit different. Pretty, I mean, concept's the same, but the rails were a little bit different. They actually mounted that themselves. We're actually mounting all of this. That was part of our bid. They wanted us to mount it. They just don't have the crew here. They're from about 2 hours west. They're actually not far from where the damage from all the flooding was in the mountains of NC. So there you go. We are collecting supplies. I've thought about doing a GoFundMe or something, but I haven't done that yet. I don't know whether it's just so much going on, so many people doing stuff, kind of waiting to see if it dies down and then maybe see if we can throw something out there. We are collecting supplies though, so if you're anywhere nearby, please let me know. We're actually doing pickups on Fridays and Saturdays if I can. Had a local high school that donated a massive amount of stuff the other day, went and got it, and it's going up. We're taking it, planning on Thursday. They're a little overwhelmed with people and stuff right now, so they're having problems finding places to put it in fire departments and stuff like that. So, but it's a mess. It's gonna be a long-term project to rebuild the mountains of North Carolina. They got hammered. Never expected it, not in a million years. I think the last flood was 100 and some years ago, and it wasn't anything compared to this. So, but anyway, this is a pump station. So this is where all the shishi water goes, as you want to call it. And like I said, it's just a big well with all the pumps and stuff down there. It comes in here. There's probably a sewer line coming somewhere over here. And what this is a backup generator. That way if the power goes out, this automatically comes on, because you do not want this going without power. It would not be good. So there's that. So we're gonna go pick up our stuff at Powder Coat while we're over here, and this will be a 2-part video because I've got to get it to galvanizing, and then it'll be a week or so before I get it back. So I'll just do the install on a separate one. You can see what we're planning on doing is bolting it together here in the out here in the parking lot. And then they already came and got the log, which doesn't surprise me, but they've got this big Komatsu 200 LC that he said is going to be here, so I hope it is. Hope we can just put a choker on that and pick it up and just stand it up and suspend it in place, and then do what we got to do as far as the anchors and then bolting to the trolley beam. So my only concern was, you know, not being perfectly centered and drilling the holes, and I just didn't want to take a chance. So we'll just mag drill it here, not a big deal. So all right guys, we'll see you on the next one.